diving into a super unique DIY project, turning a medical syringe into a mini welding machine. What makes it so special? With just this tiny, inexpensive item from the pharmacy, combined with some wire and a 12V battery, you can build a tiny welder powerful enough to solder electronic components. It's creative, budget-friendly, and totally unexpected. A genius recycling hack anyone would want to try. Hit subscribe and let's get started. I've got a few old batteries here, just the kind most people toss out. But today, we're giving them a second life. They might look like trash, but every single one of them is recyclable, and today, we're going to prove it. Believe it or not, the core inside this battery is perfect for making a tiny welding tip, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's open it up and carefully extract the core. This little piece is what we need for the soldering tip. To open the battery, I start by carefully peeling away the metal casing with a pair of pliers. You'll want to do this gently. There's a bit of pressure inside, and we don't want anything flying out. As the outer layer comes off, you'll see layers of black and silver material wrapped around the core. Keep unwrapping until you reach the graphite rod right in the center. That's the part we need. After getting the battery core out, I'm going to shape it to look like a real soldering tip. A bit of sanding and careful grinding will give a sharp, pointed end, just like the tip of a proper soldering iron. I'm also going to make use of the outer casing of the battery. Nothing goes to waste here. With a bit of creativity, even the shell can become a useful part of our mini soldering tool. Now I'm going to attach the battery core to the casing using baking soda. Yep, you heard that right. I'm packing the casing full of baking soda, almost like stuffing a mold. Once it's filled, I gently press the battery core into position. This setup is going to lock solid once we add a bit of glue magic. When combined with a bit of super glue, baking soda acts like instant cement, bonding the parts together firmly in just seconds. As soon as the glue touches the powder, it reacts instantly, hardening into a rock-solid bond in just seconds. Now that the soldering tip is firmly in place, it's time to connect the wires. I'm going to connect one end of the wire directly to the soldering tip. I wrap it tightly around the graphite core to make sure there's good contact. This is where the heat will concentrate once we power it up. Once the wire is in place, I use some electrical tape to secure it tightly. This not only keeps the connection stable, but also adds a layer of safety. Next, I'm wrapping aluminum foil around the outside of the battery casing. Wrapping the foil around the battery casing also helps with heat control. It acts like a simple heat shield, reducing the amount of heat radiating outward when the tip gets hot during soldering. After that, I insert the entire setup into the syringe barrel. It fits snugly and gives the whole tool a clean, compact look, almost like a real soldering iron. Plus, the plastic body helps insulate heat, making it safer to hold during use. Now I'm cutting a piece of the plastic cap and attaching it to the front of the syringe. Now I'm getting the power wires ready by attaching them to alligator clips. These clips make it super easy to connect and disconnect from the power source without any tools. Just clamp and go. To complete the wiring, I'll attach an alligator clip to the other end. It makes the connection quick, secure, and easy to attach when needed. I'll add another wire to connect from the negative terminal. This will complete the circuit and allow current to flow properly through the soldering tip. For this wire, I'll attach alligator clips to both ends. That way, it's easy to connect and disconnect from both the power source and the device. The alligator clips act as flexible terminals. They grip tightly onto wires, battery terminals, or metal parts, making it easy to test and adjust connections during prototyping. Plus, they save time by eliminating the need for permanent joints. Next, I'm getting two copper-coated aluminum wires. Now I'm going to scrape off the copper coating from the ends of the wires. This exposes the raw aluminum underneath. After exposing the aluminum, I twist the wire ends together to make a tight, secure connection. Now it's time to put this mini soldering tool to the test. I'm going to use it to weld the twisted wires together. Let's see if this tiny setup has what it takes to get the job done. For the power source, I'll be using a standard motorcycle battery. It's a 12V lead acid battery, powerful enough to heat up the soldering tip and stable for small electronics work. This type of battery is easy to find, rechargeable, and delivers consistent current, which makes it perfect for our DIY soldering project. And it works. The tip heats up surprisingly fast, and as I press it onto the twisted wires, you can see the solder start to melt and bond them together. It's not as powerful as professional soldering iron, of course, but for a DIY build made from a syringe and old batteries, it's seriously impressive. I'll try to solder onto this razor blade, which is thin and metallic, making it a good challenge to the tool. As I bring the soldering tip to the joint, the solder begins to melt and flow smoothly onto the razor blade and the strip wire. The tin spreads evenly, bonding the wire to the metal surface in a single, shiny solder joint. After just a few seconds, it cools and solidifies, creating a strong, clean connection between the wire and the razor blade. After soldering the two razor blades together, the joint feels surprisingly strong. Even when applying pressure or flexing slightly, the blades stay firmly connected without any signs of separation.